Let's talk about something a little tough. It's this specific kind of loneliness, the kind that's, well, almost embarrassing to admit you're feeling. And it's not just about being alone. No, it's something way deeper, something a lot of us feel, but we don't really have the words for it. And this right here, this just hits the nail on the head. See, it's that feeling of shame that comes with it that makes it so hard to open up about. You end up in this silent struggle, and you can't help but think you're the only one going through it. All right, so let's break down what this hidden loneliness actually is, because it's really important to get this straight. It is not the same thing as just being by yourself. Not at all. It's an emotional thing that goes so much deeper than that. Okay, picture this. Something amazing happens, or maybe something terrible happens, and your first instinct is to grab your phone to tell someone. But then you stop, because you realize there isn't really anyone to text. That's the feeling. It's that empty space where that go-to person should be, you know? The one you share the big wins and the tough losses with. It's super easy to look at someone in that situation and just jump to conclusions. But what if all those common ideas we have about it are just flat out wrong? Let's dig into the myths versus what's actually going on. So, the common myth, right? It's that people with no friends must be antisocial or just plain boring. But the reality? Oh, it's so much more complicated. Maybe they've just outgrown the small talk and the shallow conversations. Or maybe they were the quiet one in the room while everyone else was bonding really loudly. See, it's not some kind of character flaw. It's just a different way of moving through the world. So how does that even happen? How does a friendship just vanish? We always think it has to be this big, dramatic blow-up, right? A huge fight. But honestly, the truth is usually a lot quieter. It's more like a slow, silent fade. There are no big fights. No dramatic explanation. It's just distance, a quiet separation that just kind of grows over time. And then one day, you look up and realize, wow, that connection, it's just gone. And that silent ending, man, that can be the most haunting part of it all. And here's the really cruel irony. We are surrounded, absolutely swimming in images of connection online. You see the parties, the group chats, the best friends forever posts. And when you're feeling alone, seeing all of that just makes your own silence feel deafening. It can make you feel totally invisible in a world that seems to be connecting all the time. Okay, but let's stop for a second and ask a really important question here. A real turning point. What if having no friends doesn't actually mean you failed socially? What if we've been looking at this whole thing the wrong way? And that question leads us to a truth that people just don't say out loud very often. So let's try to reframe this. Let's see this experience not as some problem that needs fixing, but as a meaningful, even if it's really challenging, part of a much bigger journey. So here's a totally different perspective. Maybe this feeling just means you're between chapters. You've outgrown the last one, but you haven't quite started the next one yet. Or what if it's a sign that you're becoming more selective about who gets your energy? And here's the most important takeaway for sure. It doesn't mean something is wrong with you. Not at all. And that way of thinking leads to this really powerful idea. The most meaningful connections, they don't usually happen when we're out there desperately looking for them. They tend to show up when we're just grounded in who we are, when we're comfortable enough in our own skin that we can let other people really see us. Which brings us to our last big idea here, and it's a powerful one. It's all about finding the hidden strength in this quiet time. It's about discovering the power of the pause. This time in your life, it's not a punishment for screwing something up socially. It's not a life sentence. It's just a pause. It's a moment to breathe, to get to know yourself again, and, well, to get ready for whatever and whoever is coming next. It's just the quiet before a new chapter begins.